Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick a pile for you guys today, and today we are asking the question, what is in store for January? So yeah, this is basically your January 2021 monthly prediction. We're just going to check in and kind of see overall in general what may be in store for you. So that's what's going on. Also, I just want to really thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with me during all the lives I did during December. It was definitely a blast, and I am going to be incorporating a lot more of those coming up in the new year. So I do plan on doing one on January 2nd as of right now at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on YouTube. So yeah, I'll kind of keep you guys posted on the schedule changes if there's anything going on, just because as I'm filming this right now, I'm still in Chicago, but I do have to drive back to LA at some point in the new year. I need to be there no later than February 1st so I can turn in my February's rent, but I don't have an official return date just yet. So I can still do some more lives before I leave. I just kind of have to figure out what my schedule is going to be and tie up some loose ends around here. But I'll keep you guys posted. Either way, more lives are coming regardless. So I will keep you posted on whatever happens schedule-wise there. But I definitely appreciate you guys joining in on the lives because those are just a lot of fun to do. And I like hanging out and being able to help you guys if I can. So yeah, and I'm also still open for private readings. So if you guys are interested in getting a private reading, maybe you have more than one question that you want to ask, or something that's like super complicated, or something that you want to keep confidential, you can always feel free to reach out to me about that privately as well. My email and all the information for private readings should be in the description down below as well. What I offer, what the rates are, all the other kind of good stuff. So yeah, that's basically it. But let's get into these piles here and introduce them, and we'll jump into things and see what you guys can expect for January. So we have, once again, we're still kind of sticking with the Christmas theme ornament here, but or the Christmas ornament theme. I can't talk, you guys. My mouth just runs faster. My brain cannot seem to like keep up with what my mouth wants to spew out sometimes. Anyways, yeah, we still have like a little Christmas ornament theme going on here, but I wanted to pick something a little bit wintry, a little bit snowy, because that's how January is. So we got some snowy, wintry Christmas ornaments here. Pile number 1 is this cute little snowman ornament. So we have like a little snowman here, and it looks like we got like a little baby snowman that the bigger snowman is holding, and they're waving and they're having a good time. They're having some serious fun in the snow. So this one is pile number 1. Pile number 2 is a snowflake, and it looks like it's a handmade one. I mean, I'm sure it is. I don't know who made it. My mom has had this one for a long time, but it's got like some white yarn and some silver sequins, and it's just a really nice little snowflake. Pile number 3 is another snowflake, but this one is definitely not handmade. It is silver and sparkly, and it's kind of got like this 3D visual effect going on because it's a little multi-layered dimensional. So this one's pile 3. And pile number 4, as long as you're going to be outside on a cold winter's day, playing around in the snow and everything, you might as well make sure you have your head covered and you're wearing a hat. So we have this cute little beanie here. It's red. It has the little pom-pom on top of it that's white. And yeah, it's just ready to go outside and play in the snow. So those are our 4 different piles for your January pick-a pile. So pick whichever one resonates with you, and timestamps are down below, and we're going to get things kicked off here with pile number 1, the snowman pair. Hi, pile 1. If you chose this cute little snowman ornament, then this is going to be your January reading to see what you need to know for the month of January coming up. So yeah, hopefully you guys are staying warm during these winter months right now. You know, it can be pretty chilly out there. But we're going to start off with the Crystal Unicorn Tarot for you guys. I'm just going to lay these cards down, kind of see how they relate to one another, and, you know, we'll pull in the rest as we go. So we have the Fool, the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so right off the bat, what I'm seeing starting off here with the tarot cards, we have the Fool here, and the Fool is usually about taking a leap of faith, basically, like starting a new adventure. And you know, the Fool, it steps into new adventures without even really thinking about it. You know, the Fool takes a leap of faith and they just kind of jump in head first and they don't really consider the consequences. So it's like there could be a pool in front of the Fool. Haha, that rhymes, I know. But there could be a pool in front of the Fool, and the Fool will jump into the pool regardless of what's happening in it. The pool could be filled and totally safe with water and everything, and conditions could be perfect to just dive right in and go swimming, or the pool could be completely empty and it doesn't matter. Empty or full, the Fool is going to jump into that pool. Now, you know, the results of it could go either way. It could be amazing and they could go for a great swim, or they could dive right in and crack their skull right open, basically. But the point is, the Fool just dives in. They don't really consider consequences. They don't really consider the circumstances around them. They just go for it. So you may be doing this over something in the month of January. So, you know, January is, of course, the start of a brand new year. So, you know, maybe you're going to be taking some leaps of faith into things that you haven't really considered before, that you haven't really thought about before, going into the new year. You know, maybe it's like a New Year's resolution or something you're going to try and do. But either way, there's something you're going to step out and try. There's something you're going to step out and find out in January in the brand new year. And I feel like whatever this thing is that you're going to be stepping out and trying, I feel like it's going to be a new idea, because the Ace of Swords, it's like a new idea, a new thought process. It's like a new way of thinking, basically, because that's what swords are all about. Swords are about our thoughts. It's like a very airy kind of energy. It's not like pentacles, which would be like money or something that's very materialistic. It's not cups, which would be love and emotions. It's not wands, which would be like passion. But swords are thoughts. So I do feel like whatever it is that you're going to be doing as the Fool, taking this leap of faith, it's going to be connected to a new way of thinking, because that's pretty much what the Ace of Swords is. It's a new beginning. It's probably a new beginning in thinking. So there's going to be a new thought process, and I do feel like it's probably going to be good. It's kind of like a renewing of your mind kind of a thing. So that's a positive thing. But there could be a few tricky things in the way. With the Four of Pentacles here, the Four of Pentacles is usually about being a little bit greedy and a little bit guarded. So this could be the kind of mental stronghold that you're trying to break in January. You know, maybe before that, you know, you felt guarded when it comes to certain things. You felt protective when it came to certain things. You may have put walls up in areas where there didn't need to be walls. So what may be changing for you in January is you may be bringing some of those walls down, and you know, not in like a haphazardly kind of way, but you may kind of be like a fool here and be just like, okay, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to try it, you know? So you may break down some of those walls and break down some of the things that you have kind of built around yourself in terms of a fortress and been kind of greedy and guarded with, and, you know, changed your line of thinking dealing with that. and, just kind of take a leap of faith there. And with the Queen of Swords sitting here, the Queen of Swords, once again, is kind of about like thoughts, basically. The Queen of Swords, she's very smart. She has a lot of wisdom. She is very precise and very cunning about different things. She can sometimes be interpreted as being a little icy, as being a little cold, but that doesn't mean that you're going to wind up being icy or cold, but I feel like whatever it is, this new thought is, this renewed sense of mind frame that's going to be happening for you in January, you're going to own it. Because the queen, she is like, she's royalty. She's a ruler. Like, she owns that thought. She owns those things. So I feel like, you're really just going to, it's not like you're just going to charge right in and have this new thought process and you're just going to kind of dance around it like a page or, take a little bit of action with it like a knight, but you're going to go all in like you are the queen, like you are the ruler of this new way of thinking, basically. So, yeah, I feel like you're going to be breaking down some old thought patterns that probably kept you greedy and guarded, and you're going to be heading into a brand new way of thinking, and you're just going to dive right in. And I feel like even you're going to be kind of surprised with the fact that you're going to be just like diving right into that, because usually it's one thing to like break a thought pattern, but it's another thing to dive right into it when you're coming from a guarded place. So I feel like something's really going to like motivate you and propel you and shift you into being like, yeah, I'm going all in kind of a thing. So I don't know what it is, but I think it's going to be a good thing though, for sure. And this could be in regards to just about anything. It could be like a career thing. It could be a love thing, so take it as it resonates. But either way, it's something dealing with a thought pattern. So it could be just like your own personal beliefs about something. So, take it as it resonates, however it applies for you. So we've also got some cards from What's Brewin', Spillin' the Beans here, and we're gonna spill the beans on what's in store for you here in January. So I'm just gonna lay these all out and see how they connect, especially, dealing with the tarot. So we have pregnancy test, unsure, pregnancy scare, positive, negative. We have toxic poison. We have a situation's about to explode. Shit's about to pop off up in flames. And we have spoiled. Interesting. Okay. So first of all, right away with spoiled here, I'm kind of picking up on the spoiled card as kind of being tied to whatever this thing is you've been guarded and greedy over. Because, think about it. If you've kind of been pampered with something, you don't want that taken away from you, obviously. You're kind of like used to maybe like a certain lifestyle, a certain way of doing things, a certain way of having things done for you. You may not necessarily want that taken away, and you may be a little greedy to hold on to that, basically. And that doesn't mean to say that, it's like, oh, you have like tons of money and all this other kind of stuff, and you're like a Kardashian or something. I don't mean it like that, but it's almost kind of like, there could have been like a very rigid way of how you were thinking, where it kind of just like spoiled your mind. Like, because when you think of the word spoiled, it's not just about like sitting around and being fancy like the girl on the card, but think of it this way. Think of like food, for example. If you have a piece of fruit, or, oh, even better, an avocado, because avocados absolutely like confound me. I can never figure them out. I either get them when they're not ripe yet and like they're too hard and everything to get into, or I get them when they're too ripe and then they wind up being like all black and brown and stuff on the inside. But the point is, whether it's an avocado or something else, like food can spoil, obviously. So it's kind of like, I feel like whatever it is this mind frame is you guys have been stuck in, the one that's kind of kept you guarded and greedy and stuff, it's spoiled, is what it's come down to. It's passe. It's done. Its time is up. Its time is over. So think of it as like kind of like spoiled food more so than like a spoiled brat of a person kind of a thing. So I feel like that's more so what the spoiled card is in reference to. It's like, this time of thinking and being guarded and greedy is done. It's over. It's spoiled. It's finished. um, and I feel like whatever it was that was keeping you in that mental mind frame, it was something that was very toxic that was keeping you there. So, and you're probably going to know what this toxic thing is. It could be a relationship with somebody. It could be like a work environment that you've been in. Um, it could be anything. So once again, take it as it resonates, because several different people are going to be coming to this pile, and this toxic thing is probably going to mean something different to everybody, and it is a general reading. So yeah, but I feel like whatever caused you to get into this place in the first place of being greedy and guarded, it was coming from a situation in your life that was very toxic and it was very poisonous for you, which is why it winds up spoiling over in the end. Now, as for this push for you to have this renewed frame of mind and to just kind of take a leap of faith into that renewed frame of mind, I feel like, well, number one, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. So if I suddenly sneeze in the middle of this reading, I'm sorry. But I just feel like something's tickling my nose all of a sudden. It's almost like the explosion is about to come out of my nose. But with this card, a situation's about to explode. Shit's about to pop off up in flames. I feel like basically whatever is going to motivate you to switch your mindset here, it's going to be something kind of drastic. It's not going to be like this gradual, slowly building kind of thing where it's like a slow transformation where you're like, oh yeah, I can see over the period of time, over the course of time, this happened and that adds up to that, and that adds up to this. No, I feel like it's going to be kind of like an overnight wham, bam, boom kind of situation, and then you're going to be like, oh shit, like, I need to stop being so greedy. I need to like remove this toxic situation. It's spoiled over basically in my life, and I need to start having like a different way of thinking and being, which would make more sense then as to why it would push you into being the fool and just like taking that leap of faith, because I feel like it would have to be something extreme to make you take that leap of faith basically. So something big is going to happen. Think of like a tower moment basically. So yeah, and like it doesn't necessarily have to be something like super negative and tragic and awful or anything like that, but I just feel like it's going to be something big. It's going to be something with a lot of momentum. Like, it's not going to be subtle for sure. You're going to know whatever this thing is when it happens. And as for pregnancy test, unsure, pregnancy scare, positive, negative, you could take this quite literal, that this could be something that may happen to you at some point in January. But if not, and I still feel like that sneeze is just living in my nose right now, so if I'm sniffling, that's why. But if this doesn't apply to you, if this doesn't wind up happening through the month of January, I feel like more so what it might be about is just like being like having this moment where you're kind of unsure what to do. It's like that pause basically in between. So it's kind of like, first you guys might be starting off January in this greedy and guarded energy of the Four of Pentacles. And then whatever this explosive situation is will wind up happening. You'll realize how, the old way of thinking you had was spoiled over and done. And it's kind of like before you officially get this renewed mind, get this renewed mindset in January, there's going to be this pause. There's just going to be like this moment of pause where you're going to be basically unsure, because that's what the pregnancy test is. It's like you're kind of just like sitting there waiting to see, is it positive or is it negative? You're kind of just like waiting there to find out, like, what does this mean? Like, what's going to happen next? So there is going to be like that moment where things are just going to pause. It's like the beat in between is the best way I can describe it. And after that moment of being unsure, it's like when that positive or negative or however you want to describe it shows up, that's when that renewed sense of mind frame is going to come in. And that's when you're going to take that major leap of faith based out of that new way of thinking as the Fool. So, yeah, there's definitely going to be some kind of transformation that's going to be happening here during the month of January. Like I said, it could be love, it could be career, it could be friends, it could be family, it could be anything. So take it as it resonates. Finally, I have a few cards here for you guys from the Divine Dog. And we have expression, speak your truth, imagination, get the big picture, and intimacy, get up close, open up and get close. So I feel like coming out of this new frame of thinking that you guys are going to be having, and in taking that leap of faith, I feel like that leap of faith is going to lead you to expressing your truth. That maybe before, because you were so incredibly guarded about things and you had your walls up, you didn't really express yourself. You didn't voice your truth. You didn't voice your opinions. You didn't voice how you felt inside. You felt that you were safer keeping that protected and guarded and not letting anyone in and not letting anyone know your true heart, where you truly stood with things. So I feel like that Fool part of you that's going to be taking that leap of faith is going to be expressing whatever that truth is that you need to let out, that wasn't happening before because you were withholding it, basically. And I almost feel like imagination here, get the big picture, is very similar to the Ace of Swords energy. Because, I mean, even if you look at the card, like, this dog is thinking. It's literally thinking. Yes, it's thinking about food and a bone and more food. This dog is thinking about food a lot, apparently. It must be hungry. But yeah, this dog is thinking about food. And it's just thinking. And what did I say about swords? Swords are basically your thoughts. So I feel like with imagination, get the big picture. That's what's happening here with the Ace of Swords. You guys are getting like a renewed sense of mind frame. There's some renewed thoughts that are happening here. So you will be getting the big picture. Your imagination is going to open up and expand. And once you guys do that and you express your truth, I feel like that's going to lead you into a time of intimacy, because it's when we express ourselves, it's when we share where our hearts are at, not just our opinions or not just a piece of our mind or whatever, but when we really share where our heart is at, what's going on in our heart space. That's when true intimacy comes, because you're opening up, you're being vulnerable, you're letting someone see a piece of your heart, basically. So I feel like once you do that and you express that in January, like, that's going to be the thing that you're going to be that fool over, taking that leap of faith. You're going to find true intimacy in the situation. If this is a romantic connection, you're going to find true intimacy with this person. If it's like a work kind of thing, I know intimacy sounds weird when it comes to work, but I feel like that's going to be more so that your work connections, your work life is going to be healthier and stronger, basically, because of that. So, intimacy isn't always just like, oh, it has to be romantic. It can be, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I feel like, if anything, this is more so referencing the fact that whatever the situation is involved with, whoever it's involved with, you're going to be closer and better and stronger than you were before getting to that point. So yeah, big transformations happening for you guys right out the gate in January. Finally, before I finish things up for you guys, we have your Loving Words from Jesus card, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got: seek you first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6:33. So basically what this card is saying, what this Bible verse is saying, is as long as you're putting God first, as long as he's number one, he's in your heart first and foremost, and it's like your relationship for, like, your desire for a relationship with that higher power, with that higher source, as long as that's your number one priority in life, you don't need to worry about anything else. Like, all of your other dreams, all of your other desires, all of your wishes will be taken care of. And that doesn't matter if it's just like basic necessities like food and water and shelter and clothing and all those kinds of things, or if it's more than that, like the dream job and the dream house and the dream car and the dream marriage and the dream kids or the dream whatever. But basically, living the life that you want to be able to have, you can 1000% have that life. It just takes having that intimacy, speaking of intimacy, that close intimacy and a relationship with God, basically. And if you seek him first, he will definitely make sure that you are taken care of. So, yeah, hopefully that helps you guys and that resonates and gives you a little bit of insight and assistance for the month of January. I definitely appreciate you guys coming on out here and hanging out with me today. It warms my heart and I'm so incredibly thankful. If this did resonate for you, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And that's a great way to know when I'm also going live, so you can jump in on those and come on by for a free reading. And yeah, I just hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm so thankful for you. Like I said, keep sparkling, and I'm sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this cute little snowflake that is white with yarn, it's like handmade with these sparkly silver sequins, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what you can expect for January of 2021. Okay, we're going to start things off here with the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay these down and we'll see what we get from everything putting it together. So you guys have the Ten of Swords, the Six of Cups, Strength, and the Ten of Wands. Oh boy, so you guys got some heavy duty stuff, I feel like, right out the gate here, right off the bat in January. Okay, so we're going to start off here with these Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is all about carrying burdens. So I feel like you guys are carrying a lot of stress, a lot of baggage, and a lot of burdens heading into 2021 right off the gate here in January, in a brand new month, in a brand new year. And I feel like a lot of this crap is basically crap from 2020, because a lot of us are carrying a lot of crap from 2020. But I feel like it's no different for you. So yeah, I feel like you guys are carrying a lot of baggage, a lot of burdens, a lot of weight, emotionally and mentally heading into January, unfortunately. So I feel like that's kind of where you're starting. However, I do feel like you guys are not going to be able to sustain that. You guys aren't going to be able to continue carrying this weight. I mean, even look at this unicorn. This unicorn is like expected to carry all this, and it can't. It can't do all that. And neither can you guys. You guys can't handle the stress and the pressure of that. So I feel like with all this stress and pressure happening underneath you guys, I feel like something is going to have to come to pass. Something is going to have to basically die, because that's what the Ten of Swords is all about. The Ten of Swords is about an ending. It is about a definite ending and a definite finish. And for me personally, like, I love this tarot deck because it's cute and it's colorful and it's fun. But this one is like my least favorite card of the whole deck because I just don't like seeing the dead unicorn. Even the tower isn't as bad to me in this deck as this one is. At least with the tower, it's like they're at least like jumping out or something, and they still have like a fighting chance to turn it all around, which I feel like tower moments kind of are like that, you know? Like, they're terrible, but at the same time, they're very transformative. But this, there's not really a transformation happening. It's just something has died. Something, it's done. It's like, there's no going back. There's no reopening that book. There's no reopening that door. It's over. And I feel like the thing that is ending for you guys in January, it's all this. It's all these burdens. It's all this stress. It's all this pressure, because you know what? It has to go anyway. And if it doesn't go, you know, it's going to wind up killing you. And I don't think it's you that's going to wind up perishing, but I feel like all these burdens, they're going to be gone. They're going to be dead. They're going to be stabbed. They're going to be over. So I definitely feel like that's going to be happening for you guys in January. But coming out of that, coming out of whatever here that's going to pass, which I feel like is tied to a lot of burdens and a lot of stress. Oh, as I yawn out of nowhere. Sorry about that, you guys. I always wind up recording these like super late at night lately, so I wind up yawning out of nowhere. But I do feel like coming out of this, you guys are going to have a newfound bound of strength, basically, that you guys are really going to realize how truly strong you are. And, you know, like, just because you were carrying around all those burdens, I don't feel like it's because you carried around all those burdens. I don't feel like that's the thing that makes you strong. I feel like the thing that has made you guys strong is the fact that you finally realize that you can't sustain that. You can't sustain carrying all those burdens, and that you have to put something down. You have to put some of those burdens down and basically like kill them off and be done with them already. Because sometimes the strongest thing that you can do isn't necessarily like continuing to struggle. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is lay something down at rest and be just like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's almost like there is strength in acknowledging your weakness in a sense. And I feel like that's kind of what you guys are going to be doing in January. You're going to be vulnerable and you're going to be real, and you're going to be like, hey, you know what? I've been struggling a long time and I can't do this by myself anymore. I can't do this on my own. And it's like, just by doing that in itself is true strength, because it's like trying to hold it all together and make it seem like you got it all under control. That's not being strong. That's putting on a show, that's putting on an act, and that's not putting yourself in a position to allow others to come in and help you. So I feel like you're just going to be getting to this place where you're going to be like, yeah, I can't do this on my own. And I admit that, and I'm putting these burdens down, and I need support. And in that, you're going to find out how strong you truly are. So I definitely feel like that's going to be happening for a lot of you guys in January. And then with the Six of Cups, the Six of Cups is usually about nostalgia. It's about the past. So I do feel like there may be somebody who may be coming in from your past, who may be a part of that help for you, who may kind of like be the beacon of light, who may kind of sparkle and shine for you, coming in to help you through these burdens, basically. And you yourself could kind of be in like a nostalgic place during the month of January, reflecting on the past, reflecting on past relationships and connections and that kind of thing. A lot of the times January we always look forward to the next year, but I feel like in a lot of ways you're going to be maybe more so looking back at the past, and maybe the past year or the past few years or whatever the case may be, but you may be kind of looking back at the past, and someone from the past may resurface to help you through this. So yeah, which is interesting. I feel like pile one was very transformative for them, and I feel like you guys have a lot of transformation happening too. It just looks a little bit different. It's like a different type of transformation. So there's definitely a lot of transformation happening in general, regardless, for the month of January for everybody. With what's brewing, we're going to see what's brewing for you guys. We're going to spill the beans on your January. I'm just going to lay these cards down, and we're going to, once again, see kind of how they add into the situation here with the tarot. So we have chill vibes, sick, sports, and fake friends. Okay, so I see a couple different things going on here. Number one, with fake friends, I feel like fake friends could be a part of what this burden is that you guys have been carrying around. Like, you may know that there are some people around you who have not been good for you, who have been toxic, who, that they're kind of friends that talk behind your back, and it's like when you need them to be there, they bail, but yet, when they're the ones who need something from you, you're like the first person they hit up, and they're like, hey, I really need help with this, but then they're never there for you, kind of a thing. So if you do have any shady people who have been around you who wear a mask claiming that they're your friend, but they're really not, I feel like they may be a part of that burden, and they may be a part of what you may finish and what may be done and over are these friendships that have been happening that may not be the best for you. So, take that as it resonates. If you're not the fake friend person, that's okay. It may not necessarily be for everybody, but I do feel like for somebody out there, there's a fake friend situation, which is a part of this burden, which is going to be done and over. You're going to be done with it. But the interesting thing is with these other three, I feel like these three actually kind of tie in really well together. Not necessarily to what's going on here with the dropping of the burdens and, something finishing and everything. It could be something that you may need a little bit of help with, though. So, unfortunately, I feel like for some of you guys in the month of January, you may get sick. And I don't want to sit here and, tell people like, oh, you're going to get COVID in January, because honestly, I hope none of you guys get COVID. I don't want anyone to get COVID. Like, that stuff sounds horrible and like a nightmare. So hopefully you don't get COVID. But, take this as it resonates. I'm not going to, be in denial here either and be just like, oh yeah, you're not going to get COVID at all. Like, it could be possible that this card could reference to the fact that you may wind up getting it, but it may not. It could be a flu bug. You could wind up getting sick with something else. There are other things floating around in the air out there besides COVID right now. There's the seasonal flu. A lot of people get other things, just like colds and flus in general. My mom, she gets bronchitis a lot. So, there's other things floating around out there too. It doesn't have to be that. Literally just earlier today, you guys, like, this is crazy. Literally just earlier today, I was on Twitter and super gonorrhea was trending. So yeah, apparently that's now a thing. Welcome to 2021, basically. So, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be COVID. It could be something else. But I do feel like you need to be really careful with your health, basically, in January, because there is a possibility you could come down with something, even if it's not serious, and even if everything turns out to be fine. There is a chance that you could wind up getting sick, because it is that time of the year, regardless. So just kind of be careful of that. And if you do, I feel like basically with chill vibes, you're going to kind of have to be forced to kind of sit on your ass and basically chill. And you guys may want to chill in general just to kind of help prevent yourself from getting sick. So in January, if you're healthy, try not to push yourself too hard. Try not to do too terribly much so you don't wind up getting sick. So if you're not sick, I would say, chill and relax. Don't overdo it so you don't wind up, stressing yourself out and then getting sick. Because, if we're super stressed out, if we're doing this, if we're carrying around a lot of burdens, we're going to be dragging our own immune system down and making ourselves more susceptible to be getting sick. So, chill if you're healthy. And even if you do wind up getting sick, chill again, because that's going to be the fastest way for you to start feeling better. And with sports here, I mean, I know it says sports, but once again, I kind of think of like being sick here, just because, basically I feel like it doesn't matter what's on the TV, but, we just have someone who's just kind of, once again, chilling out, and they're lounging, and they have the remote control, and they're just, ready to relax. And I feel like this is what you're going to have to do if you wind up getting sick. You're just going to have to like sit there with your Netflix. If you want to watch sports, you can watch sports, but you're going to just have to kind of chill out in front of the TV and take it easy and relax a little bit. So I feel like, that's going to have to happen regardless. So take it easy and chill and relax. And in a weird way, I feel like that kind of ties in here with admitting your weaknesses and finding strength in that. So sometimes we got to do that. Sometimes we have to just sit back, relax, and chill and take good care of ourselves. And just doing that alone is enough to be like, hey, yeah, we are strong. Let's see what else you guys got with your Divine Dog of Wisdom cards. We have Wild Dog, answer the call. Let me move these cards a little bit here so we can squeeze in the dog cards. We have Choice, get off the fence. And we have Resistance. What we resist persists. So I'm going to start off here with this Resistance card. And I feel like this card is basically just a reminder to you guys that if you continue to carry around these burdens, basically, you're going to get more burdens. It's going to get heavier. It's going to get worse. There's going to be more baggage. And it's going to feel more suffocating in the end. So, you gotta stop doing that. You gotta start, laying those burdens down and start pretty much killing them off here. Because that totally makes sense with what we resist persists. You gotta put that stuff down. Otherwise, it's gonna get harder, it's gonna get worse, and it's probably gonna put you in a position where you're gonna wind up getting sick. And, that goes along with making a choice. You gotta make a choice to do that. You got to make a choice to put those burdens down. It's hard because it's not like you can just, expect things to magically vanish and disappear. Like, for example, if a lot of your burdens is connected to the pandemic, like maybe you lost your job and, I know like unemployment insurance and all this other stuff has run out. Maybe you don't have like a grace period anymore when it comes to paying rent, and bills are piling up and stuff like that. Like, those are some heavy burdens. I get that. But there's also a choice in how you carry that and how you handle that. Because problems in life, they're always going to be there. There's always going to be an opportunity to be upset and to be stressed out. But you have the option in your thought process, in your thought patterns, at least, if you're going to hold on to that as a burden and, let that take root on the inside of you to bother you. it may not change everything happening around you externally, but if you can change it internally within you, that's a good place to start, and you may start actually seeing that then reflect eventually on the outside. But starts with a choice. Everything starts with a choice. And with Wild Dog, Answer the Call, I feel like this is basically just you guys needing a little bit more freedom, just needing a little bit more freedom in January to kind of just let loose and go wild. And I don't mean like, like let loose, like run around town and, not chill and rest, because I do feel like you guys do need to do that. But I feel like it's more like be wild and free in your mind, basically, because you guys aren't free. You guys have been weighed and burdened down. There's no freedom in this. There's no freedom in carrying all these burdens. So, by letting those things die and come to pass, by killing those burdens off in your mind, it's going to give you freedom. It's going to give you freedom to feel wild and feel crazy again and, start answering the calling that you have on your life. Like, you can't really answer the calling that you have on your life if you're too distracted with burdens that shouldn't be there. So, I feel like you guys definitely need to find some freedom. Finally, from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away, you guys got watch and pray that you enter not into temptation, Matthew 26:41. So I feel like what this card is basically saying, I know a lot of people get like the temptation thing all mixed up and confused, and they're like, oh, I'm not going to like do bad things. I'm not going to cheat and lie and steal and all these other things. That's not what this card is talking about. It's not talking about that kind of temptation. I feel like the temptation that it's referencing in this card is like bad mental habits, basically. So yeah, it's that negative thinking, it's those burdens, it's things like that. So it's kind of like pray that you are not bogged down, pray that you are not like mentally torn up on the inside. Pray that you have peace. Pray that even though your circumstances around you may be stormy and they may not, look or feel the best, that you still have the peace that surpasses all understanding within you, that you have the strength to not fall into temptation of giving up, basically. So I feel like that's more so what this card is saying. So you stay prayed up, and that'll help you out with your strength as well. So, yeah, definitely big transformation happening for you guys as well. Pile number 2, definitely some heavy duty stuff, but it's heavy duty stuff that's gonna have to give. There's definitely a breaking point here, and I feel like you guys are gonna be hitting that right off the bat in the new year here in January. So hopefully that resonated and made sense for you. If it did, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And that way then you can also know when I'm going live, and you guys can chime on in and jump in for a free reading if you're interested. So yeah, otherwise, I am just so incredibly thankful and grateful that you guys decided to stop on by and hang out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely means the world to me. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this silver sparkly snowflake, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what your January 2021 has in store for you. Okay, and hopefully you guys are having an enjoyable New Year, holiday season, that kind of thing. We're going to start things off here with the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay these cards down, and we're going to, see how they all kind of mesh and figure in together. So you guys have the Five of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, you guys. So right off the bat, what I'm seeing with you guys, interesting. I'm kind of seeing like a couple of different scenarios. So take it as it resonates. I feel like there's kind of like a group A and a group B when it comes to this. So one is definitely love related. The other one may be a little bit more general. So take whichever one resonates and fits your situation, since this is a general reading. Okay, so we're going to start things off here with the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups is usually about disappointment, pretty much. As you can see, this unicorn looks not so happy over the three cups in front of it that have spilled over. So it's really fixated on those three cups. It's fixated on whatever it is that's happened that is disappointing. But what the unicorn doesn't realize and isn't paying attention to is the fact that there are two other cups right here available to it that's completely filled and, ready for this unicorn to use. So I feel like for some of you, there's been some kind of disappointment that has happened to you, and you're just not paying attention. You're not realizing that just because you've had some setbacks, just because you've had some disappointments, that doesn't mean that life is over. That doesn't mean that there aren't, new beginnings and new opportunities around the corner and on the way for you, because there definitely is with these two other cups. Now, because of that, I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is, regardless, group A or B here, it's kind of put you guys into a Nine of Swords energy for January, where pretty much it's sleepless nights, it's anxiety, it's stress. That's what the Nine of Swords is all about. And you can even see it just looking at this unicorn, this poor, unfortunate little unicorn. It's laying here in its bed, and, he pretty much looks like he's crying himself to sleep. It's so sad. And I feel like, you guys have kind of been in that position where you've been crying yourself to sleep and you've been so upset and you haven't been sleeping very well and your stomach has been upset. It's been in knots. You have all this anxiety. And I feel like it's coming out of the fact that you guys keep, looking at these disappointments and these setbacks here, and you're not realizing what is truly in front of you. Now, this is the part that's going to kind of turn into either your group A or your group B. Okay. So with the Three of Cups here, I feel like for some of you guys, the reason why you have this disappointment and this heartache and this stress and sleepless nights is because of a third party situation, because the Three of Cups can indicate a third party. So for those of you in a particular love situation, if there's a third party involved, this is you. This is why you have like those cups that are spilt over. And if you notice here, it's three cups that are spilt over, like the Three of Cups right here. So for some of you, I feel like the setback and the disappointment is tied to a third party situation that has tossed you into a time of extreme anxiety. Now, for others of you, if there is no third party situation involved, or, love isn't even the thing that's on your radar or anything, I feel like this can also be interpreted as a time of celebration, because, these unicorns do look pretty damn happy here. They do look happy. So I do feel like there is a time of celebration that is coming for you where you're not going to be stuck here in these sleepless nights, having anxiety. And even for those of you who are in like a third party situation, I do feel like a time of celebration will be in store for you. So, either way, I feel like celebration will still be in store for each side of the coin, whether you're the third party group or the non-third party group. But the way to get there on either side, it doesn't matter if this is like a love-related third-party situation or not, The way to get there and to snap out of this anxiety and to actually notice the other two cups that are sitting there is hard work. It's basically hard work, because that's what the Eight of Pentacles is all about. The Eight of Pentacles is all about hard work. It's all about, putting in the blood, sweat, and tears pretty much. And for you guys specifically, I feel like that hard work is working on yourselves. It's working on like your own faith, your own spiritual walk. I don't necessarily mean like work, like, going to your job and punching in and checking out every day. Although that could certainly be a part of it. I'm not saying it wouldn't be, but I feel like more importantly, it's about working on your personal relationship with God. It's about, working on yourself and loving yourself and getting to know yourself better and strengthening your own personal gifts and your own personal talents and your beliefs and your own joy and your own peace from within. That's what I feel like this is more about. That's the thing. Like, it sucks, but it's true that soul work or soul, what is the phrase? I've seen this phrase a million and one times and I still screw it up every time. Soul growth or soul work is slow work. Yeah, soul growth or slow work. It's slow. Like, it's slow. Bottom line, it's slow. It's like a snail. It's not something that happens fast. Like, spiritual growth is not a microwave drive-through process basis. Basically, it takes time. So I feel like that's the key to success for you guys to snap out of this anxiety so you can get to a time of celebration and enjoying life and enjoying good things, because you'll be noticing the Two of Cups that are still available to you. So it's just going to take some hard work, some time and some hard work, but you guys can definitely get there. Whether there's that third party involved or not. So once again, with the third party thing, don't get alarmed if you're not a third party situation. That doesn't mean that there is. It's basically just like, this is confirmation if you are the third party situation person. It's just confirmation for you guys in knowing that and understanding that. Okay, so that's why I said there would be like two groups and that kind of thing. So take it as whichever one you fall in. Also, we have from What's Brewin', Spillin' the Beans. We're going to spill the beans on your January 2021. Same thing. I'm just going to put these cards down and we're going to see kind of how they apply, how they come together, how they work with the tarot cards, etc., etc. We have Born to Shine, Bad Choices, Watching Shit Go Down, Enjoying the Gossip, and Don't Want to Hear It. Okay, so we're going to start off here actually with Don't Want to Hear It. So I feel like starting off in January, this is kind of where you guys are at. You guys are kind of being stubborn and you don't necessarily want to do the work that is necessary, that needs to be done in order to improve your life. You guys are kind of allowing this anxiety and sleepless nights really kind of take control, and you're trying to tune it out. You just kind of figure, if I just block it out, if I tune it out, if I pretend it doesn't exist, if I ignore it, it's just going to go away. But that's not going to happen. If anything, this is going to get worse because you're not actually dealing with it. So the sooner you deal with it and you acknowledge it and you start beginning this work, the better off you're going to be. I feel like for some of you guys, the ones of you who are tied in with the third party situation, I do feel like there are probably people around you right now who are basically watching the shit show pretty much, because, this is about gossip. This is about other people watching and talking and things like that. If you're not a third party situation person, I don't feel like this card really applies to your situation. But if you are in the third party people group, I do feel like there are people who are probably talking about the situation. And it could be a mixture of things, you know, it could be people who are not on your side, who are like, well, you know, why does he or she still want to be involved with them? Like, they're off with so and so, like, they need to leave them alone, blah, 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 blah. Or it could be the other way around and people are on your side and they're just like, you know, well, you know, he's a dumbass for being with so and so. Like, he should break up with her and go be with you. Like, he was happier with you, kind of a thing. So, either way, I feel like people are talking, people are noticing that this third party thing is going on. So yeah, you know, and it's just like, you know, when you watch any one of those like dramas on TV, when there's a third party situation, when there's a love triangle on TV, you know, people just eat it up. They're all into it. And I feel like, you know, this is the same kind of thing. It's like someone's kind of watching your life and finding it amusing, even though it shouldn't be. Um, and with bad choices here, I feel like, you know, the bad choices is basically connected to this anxiety that you guys have been experiencing. I feel like this anxiety could drive you guys to make some not so healthy choices. It could, you know, drive you guys to the point of, you know, like doing this, like drinking, smoking, doing drugs, you know, different things like that. So just be careful, you know, don't allow the stress of the situation drive you and push you to the point of making things worse, because, you know, if you start making poor choices out of your emotions, it's just going to complicate things, and then it's going to set you guys back even more, where you're going to have even more work that you're going to have to do. And, you know, I feel like these bad choices could wind up happening because, once again, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to listen to the fact that there is hard work here that needs to be done. It needs to be put in on your end of things. So, I mean, this is not an easy situation. It is tough. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It is hard. And, you know, the first two piles, they didn't have it much better than you guys did. They had some serious things going on too, a lot of transformative things that had to happen. And I feel like a lot of people are having to face that and deal with that right now going into 2021, because, you know, 2020 was a shit show. It was a total mess. So, you know, people have to kind of come out of that gunk, and it's still kind of lingering in January of 2021, and people need to get out of that. So, none of these groups have been easy. So if you're hoping that there's a happier one, I haven't found it yet. They've all been challenging. They just have different challenges. So, you know, pick your challenge basically, which I didn't, you know, design this to be a challenging reading or anything, but apparently there are just things that people need to know that they need to work on. There's, you know, some hard lessons. It's like, if I could just sit here and feed you guys dessert, I would, but you're never going to be strong. You're never going to be healthy. You're never going to be able to, you know, work through things here if you guys are just, you know, having cookies and cake and chocolate. Sometimes when it comes to the spiritual stuff, I got to give you guys some meat. I got to give you some potatoes. I got to give you some vegetables, and you got to sit there and you got to chew this stuff and you got to get it down. But it's going to make you so much healthier and so much stronger and so much better in the long run. And in the long run, you guys are born to shine. And that's why this is happening to you right now. That's why you're going through all this hard stuff. And, you know, I don't tell you guys this stuff to make you upset or to, you know, be the, you know, bearer of bad news or anything like that, because I don't think it's all going to be bad. I don't think it's all going to be stressful and horrible. I think there's a reason for it all, and it's because you guys are born to shine. And, you know, if you guys look at any, you know, anyone who has accomplished great and amazing things in the world, anyone who has, you know, had a lot of success and made their dreams come true, you know, read their backstory, find out what happened to them before they got to where they did, because chances are they had a lot of mess, a lot of crap that happened to them before they got to where they were. And that's what makes their stories that much more amazing and mind-blowing and inspiring. If they didn't have that and it was just handed to them on a silver platter, you know, they would be a spoiled brat basically. That wouldn't be very inspiring, and that wouldn't be relatable. People want to be inspired by other people who are like them that they can relate to. So, that's why you guys are going through this, because you are born to shine, because there is a brighter future ahead, because all this crap is a part of your story. And then, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, someone is going to hear your story in some way, and they're going to be blown away by it, and they're going to be so encouraged by what you've been through. So, that's why you guys got to do this work. It's not just for you, it's to, change your life and help change the lives of other people. All right, we also have some cards here from the Divine Dog of Wisdom. You guys have clarity. It's right under your nose. And we have belonging, find your pack. And humility, bow down. So I'm going to start out here with this humility, bow down. Once again, if you guys are kind of blocking out what it is you need to hear and what you need to do, that's where humility comes in. You need to let go of the pride, and you need to basically listen. Because being stubborn and being resistant to change and your soul work and your soul progress is just going to delay things. It's going to make things harder. It's going to make things more miserable for you in the long run. So it's time to get some humility here, bow down, and deal with some shit. And once you do, you're going to find clarity. You're going to get the answers that you need. If you're looking for the Two of Cups here, because you're so focused on those Three of Cups, those Two of Cups are going to appear. You will notice them. They will become clear. They will become evident to you. So, things are going to become clear and things are going to make sense. But the only way that's going to happen is if you start putting in some of that work in order to get there. And I think one of the ways that's going to help you guys through this process is to find your pack. This is basically find your tribe, because, a lot of the times people feel very alone on this journey and in life in general. A lot of the times people feel like they're misunderstood and they don't have anyone around them who gets it. But there are people around there who are like-minded. There are people around you who do understand. Maybe it's not your family. Maybe it's not your current friend group. Maybe you got to reach out and make some new friends. The internet is a huge world too, all in itself. And thanks to technology, we don't have to just stick in our own backyard. We can find friends all over the world. So just, reach out, connect with people. If you're on like a twin flame journey, for example, there are so many twin flame groups on Facebook. It's not even funny. Join one there. There's definitely ways to connect with other people. If you're not on a twin flame journey, there's so many other ways to get like spiritually connected and stuff as well. For me, like I have a church that I go to, back at home in LA, at least like when church is actually able to be open and stuff. But, there are ways to get in touch with people and to find your pack, find your tribe, and they will find you as well, as long as you're open to it. But I do feel like having others and community in your life is definitely going to help you through this, because we can't do all this on our own. We do need support. We do need community. We need encouragement. Human beings were social creatures. We were not designed to be isolated like how we have been during COVID. So yeah, just reach out. I promise there are good people out there. And even if nobody else is out there, you guys got me. I'll be a part of your tribe. I'll be a part of your pack, because, anyone who comes to my readings and hangs out with me here, I consider you guys basically a part of my family, because I really appreciate you. So, you can even include me in that if you don't have anybody else. Finally, we have your loving words from Jesus card, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, with God, all things are possible. Yes, Matthew 19:26. So once again, I know you guys have been through hell. I know you guys have been through a lot. And sorry, my voice is like going all of a sudden. It's like, bye-bye. Anyway, But yeah, I feel like this card is just here to remind you guys that anything and everything is possible still. Even if you feel like there's no hope left, that everything is dark, that everything is lost and everything is gone, I promise you it's not. Because God is bigger than that. God is bigger than anything and everything, and He can turn it all around in an instant. Never forget that. So, I mean, it's such a small thing, but it's such a huge and powerful statement, and it's true. And I know it's hard to believe in that sometimes, but miracles happen every single day, and I promise you guys, it's worth it. So, anyway, that's pretty much what I see happening for you guys during the month of January. Lots of big things. It's definitely been a theme so far for every single group. I have one more to do after you guys, so I'm really looking forward to see what Pile 4 has, because I'm sure it's going to be another entertaining, crazy situation, but that's okay. I'm buckled in and ready for that. So anyways, yeah, if this message did resonate, if it did help you guys out, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just a simple small emoji. And please give this video a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And also so you know about when I'm going live, because if you have the notifications on, you'll be notified when I'm live, and then you can hop in and join in on a live and get a free reading if you want that. And yeah, otherwise, I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by and hang out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely means the world to me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 4. If you chose the red little beanie, the little hat, then this is going to be your January 2021 reading to see what you need to know coming up this month of January. All right, you guys. Every single pile, I kid you not, has been some seriously heavy-duty stuff coming through and transformative stuff coming through. Just a heads up, I don't know what's coming for you guys, but in case it gets a little crazy, there does seem to be something going on in the air, so we'll see what you guys get. Anyways, we're going to start off here with the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, and I'm just going to put down the cards and we'll kind of connect the dots and see how it all comes together. You guys have the Hermit, the King of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Alright, so you guys already have a little bit of better energy, thank God, because seriously, the past 3 piles have been like, oh my gosh, you guys are going through so much right now. Which doesn't really surprise me, because I do feel like there's this overall general heaviness happening right now in the air, and it's probably because of coming out of 2020 and the shit show that year was. But you guys already kind of have a little bit of better stuff going on, so that's the good news. So let's jump into this here. So I feel like starting off with January, you guys have been in hermit mode. And, you know, hermit mode it's not necessarily like a good thing or a bad thing. I see it as kind of a neutral card. It's kind of a card of just going within and spending some time with yourself and kind of being in like this very meditative, prayer-minded type of mindset. So I feel like you guys have already been doing a lot of spiritual work. You guys have already been like working on yourselves and have been through a lot, you know, kind of leading up to January of this year. So I feel like you guys are kind of already doing that. And, you know, you guys have just been kind of okay being on your own and just spending time, you and God, and doing your own thing together with your own walk with Him, pretty much. But And it's funny because, a lot of times, sometimes love stuff comes through, and I feel like you guys have some love stuff coming through. I feel like your one-on-one time between you and God, and your prayer time, and your time of just like being alone and meditating, I feel like it's going to pay off in January, because I feel like somebody is going to come your way who is like a Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is somebody who's thinking about love, basically. They're thinking about love, they're thinking about emotion. They don't necessarily always take action on it because, pages are more about being in their feels about something, kind of just like the budding and the beginning of something. It's the knights who are about the action, but somebody's definitely thinking about you, and they definitely have you on their mind, and they're in that emotional place basically of having some love and some care and just like overall good vibes for you in the month of January. And whoever this person is, I feel like they're basically your King of Pentacles, basically. And the King of Pentacles is someone who is very stable, he's very reliable, he's very trustworthy. He's got like that dad energy, basically. Like, if there was any king that you would want to be with, that you would want to marry out of, you know, all the tarot, he would be the one to go for, because the King of Cups, he has a lot of emotion, but he kind of holds it back. The King of Swords, he can kind of be a little icy and cold, and the King of Wands, he's the opposite. He has a lot of fire and he has a lot of passion, but it's kind of like that can be a little bit of a Casanova thing and kind of be short-lived. So if anyone is the best one to be with, it's the King of Pentacles, because he's in it for the long haul. He's committed. He's committed. He's committed and he's dedicated. I just combined two words: committed and dedicated. Communicated. He's committed and dedicated. But yes, he is. He's definitely committed and dedicated. So I do feel like, there's a King of Pentacles in your life, someone who fits that description, someone who's very stable and sturdy and reliable. And he's got like this budding of love for you. And since he's like a king, there's a possibility that he could wind up coming your way and, mentioning this to you, basically. He could want to basically start the beginning of something with you. He could want to like come your way and, maybe not necessarily like get down on bended knee and propose marriage or something, but he may want to like, just like propose the beginning of something, like a budding of a new romance or something like that, or like the budding of rekindling a romance or something with, that Page of Cups energy. And because of that, because you've spent so much time, prayer time and doing your own spiritual work, and this person is finally coming through with this, there's going to be a time of celebration happening for you, because that's what the Six of Wands is all about. The Six of Wands is about celebration and good times. And, what a great way to enter January, in a time of celebration. All these unicorns, they're carrying their swords, they're having fun, they're being happy, they're wearing wreaths and everything. Like, they're ready to go. They're ready to usher in the new year in January and celebrate. So, you guys could actually be entering January and, this brand new year on pretty good terms, in a pretty good way. So, if there's any pile to pick, it is definitely the hat pile right now. Anyway, let's see what you guys got from What's Brewing, Spilling the Beans. We're going to spill the beans here on your January and see what else we need to know. We'll just kind of connect the dots here and continue to see what we got. We have Fighting for What You Love, Claiming What's Yours, Love is a Battlefield, Fulfilling a Fantasy, Expecting New Beginning, and Under Spiritual Attack, fighting off negative energies and fighting spiritual warfare, needing to clear leading to clear your energy. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this card. So I feel like this is kind of where you guys have been coming out of. Like in 2020, I feel like you guys were undergoing a lot of spiritual warfare, basically. And, spiritual warfare is a real thing. A lot of people don't realize it, but it's like there's this whole other layer, there's this whole other world happening around us, this whole other dimension that we don't even realize is there and is going on. But it's like 1000% going on, and it impacts and it affects everything that we see and everything that we do in our regular world here on Earth. But I feel like this is where you guys have been. This has kind of like been your recent past, basically, undergoing spiritual warfare. And that's why you guys are starting off January in hermit mode, basically. Because you guys know that you can't just take spiritual warfare all willy-nilly. You can't just shrug it off. You have to take it seriously. It's a serious thing. I feel like you guys know that. So you went into hermit mode and you were just like, okay, what's the best way to combat this? What's the best way to deal with this? Prayer, time with God, going within, spending that time and not, like being consumed by it, basically. So I definitely feel like that's kind of where you guys have started things out here in January. And you guys have made the right choice, because by doing that, it's ultimately made you guys fight for what you love. And I feel like in particular for you guys, the what is more like a who. I definitely feel like this is a love related kind of situation specifically for you guys. I'm not picking up that this would be like a career kind of thing or something. So I definitely feel like it's a connection with a particular person. So, this is kind of for my twin flame people here. But I feel like you guys, by going within and being that hermit, by doing that, you guys have been fighting for the person that you love and fighting for yourself and fighting for your connection. You've been claiming for this person to be yours. You know that love is a battlefield, and spiritual attack is spiritual warfare in a battlefield, basically. So you guys have been doing the right things. You guys have been utilizing the right tools and the right weapons in spiritual warfare, basically. And that's going to wind up paying off, because at the end of the day, you guys are going to get exactly what you want. Whatever your fantasy is, whatever your dreams have been dealing with this person, it's going to happen. It's going to start happening in January. Those fantasies are going to start to be fulfilled, whatever they are. And you guys can expect a new beginning. You're going to have a new beginning with this person. And for some of you, it could even be as far as like quite literally what is on this card. You guys could quite literally wind up expecting. You could wind up, like reuniting with this person and having your reunion, and the reunion's going to go so well that you guys are going to wind up creating a life out of it, basically. So for some of you, it could even go to this extreme. But regardless, whether it involves like an actual pregnancy or not, I do feel like there's a new beginning, period. A new season, a better season for you guys, which is going to wind up involving, fulfilling your fantasies, fulfilling your dreams, having that ultimate fulfillment. So you guys are going to have like an amazing start to 2021 and, quite an amazing January. You're going to be kicking it off with a bang, basically, here, and a good bang. So, oh, and this is such a pleasant surprise for me, because I was honestly kind of dreading getting to you guys, because the past 3 piles were so incredibly heavy. I was like, oh my gosh, if I get one more that's so like, oh, there's so much to work on, I'm going to scream. And thankfully, you guys are like my happily ever after, happy ending pile. So thank you, whoever you are. Thank you. It makes me feel happy when I can give happy readings. Like, I feel bad when it's like nothing but, struggle and negative things come up. Like, what was it? There was a live that I did just recently, and I don't even remember what the person's question was, but, they just kept getting like icky cards that kept coming up for their situation. So I just kept pulling and pulling and pulling, because I wanted to give them something positive. And that's the thing. Like, I don't like being the bearer of bad news. I don't want to give you guys bad news. I want to give you something to like hope for and be inspired for and that kind of thing. So it's like, I'll just keep pulling until I find something. Like, there's something to always fight for. There's something to always go for. And you guys are the proof and the evidence of that, because something is definitely paying off here for you guys in January. Anyways, we got a few more cards for you guys from the Divine Dog of Wisdom. And you guys have significance, you be you, passion, do what you love, and shame, bad dog, no biscuit. I feel like we're suddenly talking about my mom's dog, because sometimes she can be naughty like this, but that's a different story. Anyways, with shame, bad dog, no biscuit, I feel like, basically, if you guys have felt any kind of shame coming out of, the spiritual attacks that you've been under, any of the spiritual warfare that you've recently been through, if you've felt any shame, any guilt, any condemnation, anything like that, if anything, that may be the only negative thing left that you guys really need to drop, not to worry about it. I feel like you guys have kind of done a lot of work as it is, but, if there's anything kind of lingering there, just make sure that, you leave it behind, because you don't want to carry that into a brand new year. You don't want to carry that into January or anything. You don't want to overly complicate something that's already kind of been taken care of and resolved. With significance, you be you. I feel like this is just a reminder to you guys to keep doing what you're doing. Keep being yourself. Keep fighting the good fight of faith. Keep fighting for what you love. Keep going within and doing that hermit thing and everything. Don't do it so much to the point where you never come out of your shell or anything, obviously, because you still got to get out there and be a part of the world and everything. But you being you does make such a big difference. And, it makes you so much more significant than you realize. And you're probably way more of an inspiration to people than you even know. You probably impact other people's lives in such a positive way, and you probably don't get anywhere near the amount of credit and the amount of thanks that you deserve. But I want you to know that people do take notice, that people do care, and people do find you to be significant. And it's because you are just you. You just sparkle and you radiate and you shine. And I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why this King of Pentacles here is going to be coming forward with this cup of love, so you guys can have this new beginning and everything. And I'm pretty sure it's because you just always remained true to who you were, and you didn't compromise yourself, you didn't change yourself. And also, passion, do what you love. And I feel like a part of you being you and staying true to who you are has also led you to just like stay passionate about your own dreams and your own goals and your own desires. That's a part of being who you are and everything. So I feel like you just got to continue doing these things. You guys have already grown and done so much, and you just got to keep going. Like, you guys have a beautiful reading here. Absolutely beautiful. If there was any pile I would want to be a part of, I'd want to be you guys. The other ones were like, oh, this is hard. But anyways, at one point we were all those other piles, though, as it is. We've all been through hard and difficult stuff. It's kind of unavoidable. We all go through it. Anyway, your loving words from Jesus card, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. You guys got, peace be unto you as my Father hath sent me. John 20:21. And I'm sure you guys already know this, having done the work that you have already put into and done. But just remember to always follow peace, basically, when it comes to your life and making choices. Anything that gives you stress and steals your peace, anything that steals your joy, that's not of you. That's not of God. That's not for you. God is not the author of confusion. So if it's confusion, if you don't have peace, if you don't have joy, that's when you're still in a season of spiritual warfare, and you need to realize that that's not God's best for you. God doesn't want you to be living your days in turmoil and stress and upset. He wants you to have peace. Even if your world around you isn't necessarily perfect, He wants you to have peace. And I feel like you guys know that. You know that it's important to follow peace. And the best way to follow peace is to follow your heart, follow your bliss, follow your joy. And I feel like you guys know that and have already kind of been doing that. So just keep doing that. Keep following peace, keep following joy, keep following love, and you guys are going to be just fine. So anyway, that's what I see, guys. That's what I see happening for you guys for your January 2021 reading. I hope it made sense and resonated for you. If it did, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just a simple small emoji. And please leave this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And also so you guys know when I am live, because if your notifications are on, then you'll be able to just like hop right in when I do a live and you guys can get a free reading, which I would love to be able to do for you. Anyways, yeah, I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decide to stop on by here and hang out with me and spend some time with me today. It means the world to me. It definitely warms my heart. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love.